friends, welcome back to my channel. If I look a little red and puffy and kind of like a mess, it's because I was just discussing finishing Wind and Truth. That is the vlog that is up right before this one. I hurt from this, but I literally started sobbing while I was finishing up with my review. But that is neither here nor there. Welcome back to my channel. Like I said, today's video is going to be just a weekend reading vlog. I'm really excited for two reasons, one of which is that I actually have plans. Crazy. I don't really do that much outside of my home because my mortgage is expensive, so I'm gonna enjoy my home. But I actually have plans this weekend. I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. You have to stay tuned. And then number two, I'm really excited because I have no reading plans. I do have some workbooks that I need to get done, but they're not due until Wednesday. And I just finished Wind and Truth, so I kind of have nothing on the docket. I, of course, am going to read, but I'm kind of just like a clean slate right now. I'm sure in the thumbnail you might have seen a title or two that I pick up, but as of right now, I don't know what I'm going to pick up. I do need to spend this morning editing the Wind and Truth vlog, and then I need to go to work in just a little bit, so I'm going to work on that for a while and take you along with me for the rest of my day and the rest of the weekend, and you can find out what I'm going to read in a little bit. Hi friends, I got home from work a little bit ago, and I just want to let you know that I decided my book for the weekend to start with, and it's going to be Little Rot by Akwaeke Emezi. I'm really excited. This is for one of my Anarchy book club groups, and I have the audiobook, so I'm going to go out to dinner, but when I get home, we're starting with this. Good morning, friends. It is Saturday morning. It's actually like noon right now, but we're just up and finally going to go do all of our lovely grocery shopping. I have started Little Rot. I am about halfway in. I hate it. I hate it quite a lot. We follow two characters, one of which is leaving a relationship because she has found a relationship with God and she feels like they're living in sin and she really wants to get married. And then her counterpart to the relationship, he feels like she has changed. So the first woman feels like he has changed so much because he doesn't want to get married and all these things and he's not doing it fast enough. And then on the opposite end, he feels like she's changed because she used to always say they could take their time and that she didn't want kids, and now suddenly she has found God. And it's a really interesting dynamic, but they have separated when this book just begins, and then you follow them through that first night, at least in the beginning, where he goes to a party and he sees something kind of atrocious being done and he attacks a guy, and now I think they're going to be in danger because of that action. And then she went and stayed with a friend and some things went down. But I'm just so not into this. I really, really hate the writing. I think that some of the things that are happening are just not my thing. They're just constantly having sex. Like this first half of the book, and it wasn't even like hot sex. It was just constantly, like literally every single character having some sort of orgy or something going on. And I just did not like how it was being done. I also do not have my own relationship with God, and so hearing about hers, like every time it's on the page, I'm just really uninterested. So I'm gonna probably keep reading because I'm already halfway done and it's for a book club, but I really, really dislike it and I would DNF it otherwise. So I'm gonna go do grocery shopping and then try and just fly through the rest of that book today. So I'm gonna go do some grocery shopping, and then hopefully when I get home, I'm gonna try and fly through the rest of this book just to have it done. I think Charmin wants to go outside, so I'm gonna go do that, and I will check in with you later. Please explain to me why I wore a hoodie and like was all convinced it was gonna be freezing in Florida today. It's 70 degrees going to get groceries and I'm sweating, so already time to take this layer off. Happy I wore layers, but It shouldn't be this warm right now.
He was a neat guy. That's I like him making that up. Come in.
Hi, you might be able to hear the rain. It's a really rainy day. It hasn't really been like that for a while, but it was like really warm out, like I said earlier, but just really rainy. So it's been strange. I completed Little Rot, and I've given this a 1 star. This is not one of my favorite books. Maybe one of my least favorite. I don't really consider it a fault of like a quick AMZ though. I've had 2 others that were like one was a 5 star and one was like a 4 star. They were both very, very good. Their writing is incredible, but not for me. The sexual activity was much too violent for me, and the messages around it were really confusing. I don't really know what the point of this story is. I don't know why, like, what is the message in this writing? I could not find it. I'm going to assume it's just me. Like I said, they're an incredible writer. I don't think there's any way I could say it other than it's definitely not for me. No matter anything else, it did not work for me. So that's upsetting, but I'll be having a book club with some people, obviously, in just a few weeks, and that will be an interesting discussion, that is for sure. I do not know what else I'm going to read. Right now, we are going to watch the final episode of a show that we've been watching, Stargate Atlantis. We're going to watch that real quick, and then I will let you know what I've chosen to read.
It's been a while since I've had your exposure. Next time I see you, I can't hold my composure. Missing your smile and your rosy cheeks, yeah. Trying to be patient, but it's been weeks, yeah. You're gonna be in my head tonight, I can't focus. Yeah, you got me choking. How are you so evoking, yeah. And I can't decide if I'm going crazy lately, 'cause I've been missing you like every day. The world was falling and you always had my back. How am I gonna pay you for that? Reunited with you, give me someone that, oh, gonna steal your picture, just so you know I miss you. I'ma print it out and pin ya. Gotta wake up, give me a pinch, yeah. Wasting time, I'm lonely, dying so slowly. Can't you come home to me? 'Cause without you days feel like months, and I've been drowning in my own apartment, driving on my own, because it's been a while since I've had your exposure. Next time I see you, I can't hold my composure. Missing your smile and your rosy cheeks, yeah. Trying to be patient, but it's been weeks, yeah. You're gonna be in my head tonight, I can't focus. Yeah, you got me choking. How are you so evoking, yeah. And I can't decide if I'm going crazy lately, 'cause I've been missing you like every day. I'm longing for your escape. It's calling me every day. Come by my side today. I can't help myself today. It's been a while since I've had your exposure. Next time I see you, I can't hold my composure. Missing your smile and your rosy cheeks, yeah. Trying to be patient, but it's been weeks, yeah. You're gonna be in my head tonight, I can't focus. Yeah, you got me choking. How are you so evoking, yeah. And I can't decide if I'm going crazy lately, 'cause I've been missing you like every day. It's honestly insane how much I want you. How much I want you. Oh, it hurts to be so close. I just gotta know for sure. So tell me if you love me lots, so love me not, love me not. 'Cause I don't wanna be the only one. Just thinking, did you ever really give it up? Before we had to switch you up. So hold me close and say you won't let go. And I could just move on. There's no one in the world as cool as you are. So God, how could I? So I wanna be the one who makes you happy, who makes you happy. Oh, it hurts to be so close. I just gotta know for sure. So tell me if you love me lots, so love me not, love me not. 'Cause I don't wanna be the only one. Just thinking, did you ever really give it up? Before we had to switch you up. So hold me close and say you won't let go. Oh, I can't let you go, can't let you go, can't let you go, can't let you go. Oh, oh, I can't let you go, can't let you go, can't let you go, can't let you go. So tell me if you love me lots, love me not, love me not. 'Cause I don't wanna be the only one. Just thinking, did you ever really give it up? We had to switch you up. So hold me close and say you won't let go.
Hello, friends. You may have seen I just got home from a wonderful day at the zoo. It was honestly so much fun. It was just a little double date. We got to see the otters be fed, and that was fantastic. It was honestly just a nice time to be out, do some walking, do some healthy exercise. We got to see, obviously, a lot of different animals. There were some goats to pet. I discovered a new favorite animal of all time. They were these bongos. You should have seen a lot of clips of them. I'm obsessed with them. I do struggle with zoos. I spent about a decade of my life being really into animal rights and fighting for animal rights, and I still am, but I had some changes and just some different priorities came up instead. And I've just kind of struggled with going to zoos because animals in captivity has always been something I'm really against, but I grew up next to a really, really nice zoo that was a lot about conservation and just took care of their animals. And then I moved to a different state and I experienced a zoo that was more like a backyard exotic zoo, and that really was a very negative experience for me. So moving here to Jacksonville, I had not tried the zoo here yet, but I knew that they put a lot of work on conservation. It was kind of like an in-between size where it was much bigger than a backyard zoo, but not quite as big as the one I was used to. And it was just really nice to walk around, and like I said, if nothing else, it was a nice way to just be out with friends. And then at least this one, like I said, I felt comfortable going because I knew how much effort they put into conservation, so it was just a really lovely day. I did want to let you know, now that I'm home, that I did start reading What You Are Getting Wrong About Appalachia. This is by Elizabeth Catt, and this is for a book club that I'm doing with some friends. It's very, very short. It's a nonfiction that is a critique on the Appalachian area, and especially like stereotypes and misconceptions of people in those regions. I'm not very far at all, but the book club discussion is sometime, I think like 2 weekends from now, so I'm like, well, let me get a head start. I don't have time to read a bunch of things this weekend. This will be perfect. I am going to go ahead. It is Sunday today. All of my day was spent at the zoo, but because it's a long weekend, I'll extend this another day, give you my thoughts on this book. It is, like I said, a long weekend, so everyone's home, so I will update you on anything else fun that we do, but it's supposed to like snow, which is kind of wild for this area. So I think it'll be a kind of a comfy home day, but I will continue to update you along the way. Good morning, friends. I always say you can tell it's toward the end of the vlog when I start looking more and more sock-like. So hello, sock era now. I actually spent this morning listening to an interview about Little Rot by Akwaeke Emezi because someone in my book club chat sent the link for it. And with my opinion being so negative, I do feel like at book club I'm gonna have to defend that opinion a lot. So I was like, well, I might as well watch this interview, see what, they said that they found a lot of insight into why Emezi wrote the things they did. So I was like, well, let me give it a shot. And it was interesting, but it mostly confirmed my opinions on it. Like I said, there's no doubt that Emezi is an incredible writer. Like, I won't disagree with that by any means, but I do struggle with sexual assault in books. Not that I inherently believe it needs to not be there at all. I know that there is that argument that assault has no place or like doesn't need to be written out. And I do think that's a very valid opinion, but I think that it can still be a form of art and a form of expression and, when it's written down, like what a character goes through, the journey of growing from it, that stuff. But it needs to be handled well, and I guess well is objective, but for me, it was pretty gross in this book. I felt like there was one particular character that the assault was, I can't get into too much because spoilers, but there was one particular character where the assault was kind of, the lines were gray of what is right and what is wrong, but then it ignored that there is another character who goes through a gross, it's just nasty. I don't like the way it was handled. So maybe I'm getting too overt in my language, but I was really bothered by it. I did not prefer it. I just don't think that it was even if it's handled badly by characters in the books, there should still be, room for discussion. And I think it'll be good that this book is what we discuss at book club, but the interview did not change my opinion on the rampant sexual assault throughout the book. And then even the sex that wasn't coerced was just way too often. And apparently this was a novella that was then expanded, and Emezi said that they wanted to expand on these characters because they interested them. And but they didn't do that. The character expansions we get is a lot of bad sex, and I just was not for me. Ultimately, was not for me, because they even said that one of the biggest inspirations with this book and why it is like so focused on the deviance of a city and the gritty underbelly of it is because they find it not boring. They were like, it's just not boring, and I 100% disagree. I was extremely bored the entire time. So that's where I'm at with that. I think those are my final thoughts on that book. I'm glad I had time to jump in here and tell you more and collect my thoughts a little more. It's just, coerced sex is assault. That is my opinion. It does not change. They did say that they are working on an 8-book fantasy series in that interview as well, and that intrigues me. Again, I'm not saying anything critiquing of Emezi. I mean, not that I can't, but just like, I do acknowledge that they are a talented writer. I've loved Pet. I've loved You Made a Fool. I will continue to pick up their books. This plot, this storyline, this situation of characters, not for me. I am going to go ahead and work some more on what you are getting wrong about Appalachia this morning. And that's it. I need something to get my mindset back on this book instead. This one's really interesting, and I do feel like I'm going to learn from it, but I find it already, unfortunately, behind on the times in a way that's upsetting. Like, this book literally talks about the beginning, like the creation of Trump country and the beginning of the Trump era. And it's written in 2018, so it was following the original, his first inauguration. And it also mentions J.D. Vance a great deal. But this is way before, like, thinking about this book now and reading it in the context of knowing how the most recent election went, and that J.D. Vance is literally even like wormed his way into the vice presidency, is upsetting. And it's definitely like I said, I'm still gaining from this, but it's crazy how quickly it's feeling like, you don't even know how much worse it's gonna get. So that's where I'm at with it, but I do look forward to completing it. I definitely fall into a lot of the assumptions and stereotypes about Appalachia. Like, I have, we all find ourselves creations of stereotypes and, I try and I strive to break out of them, but it's inherent and it's intentional to try and break out of them. So I'm looking forward to putting myself in that zone more. And I'll check back in when I read a little more. Hi friends, I might look like a sock still, but I am at least laundered. It is Tuesday now though. Honestly, I could have probably ended this vlog Sunday because I did not take you anywhere with me on Monday. I do apologize. To be honest, I took an edible and took a nap. That was my Monday plans. It was marvelous. It was really nice to relax after the busy weekend. There was also the other news things going on, so I was just in a fragile space and I did not want to pull out this camera at any point. I did go ahead and finish What You're Getting Wrong About Appalachia. I would hold it up for you, but I think Nick took it to work because he's joining me for the book club. But honestly, like, I'm so happy he took it to work. I'm not upset at all. But I did finish it. I had quite a few tabs in it. I thought it was really, really good. I highly recommend it if you want just a quick read about Appalachia. I feel like I learned a great deal. I think it was really well researched. There was like 5 pages of bibliography at the end. I think that it was written with intention, and the critiques on hillbilly elegy and the attitudes surrounding Appalachia, I do just think that it being written 2018, like I said, it just already felt a little behind in times, which is unfortunate, but like that is kind of the nature of academic articles like that as well, is, you know, things change so quickly. I'd be really interested to see her critique and her observation of how the government handled like the hurricane relief and all of that has happened since the next inauguration and the next election, like I said earlier. But overall, I had a great time. I think it's going to be an interesting discussion. Oh, cat. I think it'll be an interesting discussion. But now I am going to close out this vlog, and I'm going to go ahead and edit it real quick so I can get it posted because it needs to go up in like an hour or two. So I'm going to go do that. But thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one on Friday. Bye!